So take a look, read about King Solomon, and you'll see that he did not consider material life to be real life, even though he had 1,000 wives, palaces, lands, and servants. Even with all that they had, if someone sacrifices themselves, then who studies the Torah? That's what people often ask me. So what does it mean not to focus on yourself, Rav? If no one does it, then who will? If I annul myself, then who will attain anything? After all, it is said, the Torah, the Almighty, and Israel are one. Torah is about reward and punishment. The judgment is that when you separate from the root, you cannot accept the Torah in faith above reason and cling to the Almighty in the form of do not turn to idols. And then one comes to death until he feels that there is a judge or the Almighty. But the judge is revealed in the qualities of mercy, or the 13 corrections of the beard as they are known, which are also called the revelation of the divine names. And these are the 13 attributes of mercy. In this is also the secret of the 13 rivers of balsam, and all of this is called the secrets of the Torah. But this attainment will not in fact be granted to one who considers material life to be true life, and it does not matter for what reason he does so, even if it is exactly what the teachers have decided. Does not save. That is the end of the article. The 13 rivers of Persimmon are the light of Chokmah, which is drawn through Bina, and this is an allegory for spiritual attainments that a person receives and can enjoy in such a way that they do not cause him harm. The light is not taken away from him. Our concept of spirituality is when a person lives in bestowal, but when he burns up, flies, runs on water. We do not call that bestowal. We call that superpowers. These are effects that can occur in the material world, but that does not mean the person is spiritual. A person can be very refined, fly in some worlds, but still be an egoist and arrogant. And for us, this concept is not spiritual, but material. For us, the only spiritual concept is faith and bestowal. And so even a person who doesn't fly anywhere, but simply lives here on this earth, fulfilling the Creator's will according to his laws, is considered super spiritual by us. And all these superpowers, for us, they are considered material. Baal HaSulam explains to us elsewhere that the simple scripture is light without a vessel. This is called simple. Simple means that you do not attain it. You do not have a vessel. And when the Torah speaks of someone's body, it is not talking about the physical world. It is talking about desire to receive. When it is said that the prophet Elijah ascended with his body, it means that the desire to receive has become corrected. Ban became Seg, Malkut became Bina, completely. Therefore, it should not be understood literally. The first attainments come at first in a dream or in a meditative state, a half sleep. Then they come when you are in a prophetic state without falling asleep. Some are born after 6 reincarnations, some after just 1. Some accept the teacher more quickly, others more slowly. Some work through things more intensely, others less so. Whoever does the work to the fullest will be rewarded. So go ahead, you have a chance. Teachers were forced to sleep at night and get up when it was already light, and praying without preparation, for instance. But we don't do it that way, but the teachers allowed it. So he explains that if you want to become spiritually enlightened, what they permitted won't save you. They allowed many other things as well, made things easier for people, so that people wouldn't abandon spirituality altogether, because there are all kinds of people. It's a path that has a relaxation here, a relaxation there, many relaxations. They won't save you. If you really want to attain, you have to go into it totally. There's no such thing as a little bit here, a little bit there. When you seriously set out to attain the spiritual, then material things won't interest you. It's not that you won't live here. You'll live here, and you could even be a billionaire here. But it hardly bothers you. Just like King Solomon. I often tell this story. People think that spiritual people are supposed to be some kind of paupers, that they should walk around in sackcloth, live in the forest trying to survive on roots. But if we look at the greatest spiritual seekers in history, those who are recognized by all of humanity, in all councils, in all religions. For example, King Solomon, the wisest of all, he was a billionaire, or King David. Everyone reads the Psalms of David, but who was King David? Did he live in the forest, walk around in sackcloth? He was a king. Being a king implies he was a billionaire. Or Moses, for example, as well. In his time, he was a king, so he was also one of the richest people in the world. Not only that, he also lived with Pharaoh as his adopted son. He was a prince. So we see all this, we know all this, we read all this, we accept it as normal when it comes to these people. But as soon as we start talking about some other people in our reality, it's no, that's impossible. Maybe people can be billionaires, but none of that really interests them at all. So what are they interested in? Spiritual attainment. That's exactly what he said, that no one who considers material life to be real life will be worthy of this attainment. So take a look, read about King Solomon, and you'll see that he did not consider material life to be real life, even though he had 1,000 wives, palaces, lands, and servants. Even with all that they had and possessions, they could use these things and even govern for themselves. The country, pay salaries as the law they were required to do, and so on, to provide for the people. They could do all of this, and at the same time, they were interested in other things. I repeat again, it's hard to understand if they mortify themselves. Who studies the Torah? After all, it is said, the Torah, the Almighty, and Israel are one. The entire Torah is about reward and punishment, he says. What are reward and punishment? If you didn't do the work, you don't receive anything. So he says there is judgment. The judgment is that when you separate from the root, you cannot accept the Torah with faith above understanding. That's what he said. When you separate from the root, that is from the Creator, from the one who gives the Torah, then you cannot accept the Torah with faith above understanding and cling to the Almighty in the form of do not turn to idols. That is, you always need a result that is more important to you than the Creator. This is called making an idol. One type of idol is when you are not interested in the Creator, and then a person comes to a state of death until he feels that there is a judge or the Almighty. What is death? It is even a spiritual attainment that disconnects you from the Creator. And in a certain sense, it is also called material. When you feel that such attainments disconnect you from the Creator, you will feel that there is a judge, that he passes such judgments on you. It's not just that suddenly you stop feeling the Almighty for no reason. You get pleasure, you don't feel the Almighty, your attainments are snatched away. You lose them. There is a judge. He says the judge is revealed in the qualities of mercy because the Almighty is kind. And even when he distances you, drives you away, this too will be revealed as goodness because he wants to advance you to a higher level. And he takes the light away from you, not just to simply throw you out, but so that you can correct, fix, and draw closer to him in the right way. That's what this is about.